guys, Ace Ginger here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build this here medieval catapult design. Now this design is pretty simple. I built it earlier for my keep, so I thought I'd teach it to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, leave me feedback, all that good stuff. And without further ado, let's begin. Okay guys, so the first thing I'd like you guys to do is find a suitable location for this catapult. Now keep in mind that this particular model does not have wheels and was not designed to necessarily move around on a regular basis, so make sure you build it in a somewhat permanent location, I guess. And but yeah, so to start off, what I'm going to have you guys do is just go ahead and place a vertical oak log, and then skip over 3, and then place another vertical oak log. And these are going to be kind of the foundations for the entire thing. And what we're going to do with these 2 blocks is we're going to actually make this a pillar that is 7 total high. So it's 1 high already, so I'm going to add 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total high. And of course do it on the other side as well. And once you've done that, on the bottom, we're just going to connect this up with sideways oak log, and we're going to make it extend 1 out on the side of the build, on both sides. And now here's the point where we actually have to decide which side will be the front and which side will be the back. I have decided that this side that I'm on right now will be the front, so that will be 1, 2, 1, 2 with sideways oak logs, and the back will actually be 3 instead of 2, just like this. And now what we're going to do next is actually just go ahead and in the center place 1, and place 1 off of that central post thing, and then go ahead and place 2 vertical oak logs from the center of that, and then go ahead and place it sideways and a sideways off like that. It kind of looks like there should be something in the middle, and of course there will be, but not wood, so we'll do that later. And now up, we're going to skip 1 level, and we're just going to connect this up and do the same thing we did with the first connected post thing on the bottom, and just build that like that. And then we're actually also going to add 1 sideways oak log out on both the front and back sides like that. So you should have something that looks like this so far, and that's actually all of the oak log framework. So what we're going to do next is actually just go ahead and get out cobblestone slabs quick, and just go ahead and throw these right here. This is mostly for aesthetics, to kind of fill in that gap, because otherwise it's a little bit gaping, and that just kind of alleviates that. So what we're going to do next is just go ahead and take a cobblestone wall and place 2 here on the front and 2 here on the back, and then also below this top piece here on both the front and back as well. On the side, we're going to use wooden fence. So what we're going to do now is just go ahead and place that here. And in these gaps that I left, go ahead and place wooden fence as well. That's just kind of adds a nice aesthetic appeal, and it's not all just one material, so it's kind of nice. And from this point, what we're going to do now is just go ahead and take cobblestone wall, and we're going to add some structural stability to the center so it wouldn't collapse under the weight of the counterweight that it launches the projectiles. So go ahead and place a cobblestone wall there and there on the bottom, and in the central area where these 3 faces collide, go ahead and place a cobblestone wall as well. And go ahead and place a fence, a wooden fence, on top like that, in that gap there. And then I like to take iron bars actually and put them in here, because that's just kind of a nice different sort of thing. I don't usually do that, so it's nice if you can add those sort of details now and again when you get the chance. So yeah, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put buttons, stone buttons, on all of the faces that are possible to put this on. And this is actually an optional step. If you are not a fan of the button, then go ahead and just leave it blank, it's fine. But it's just kind of a nice little detail thing to do, and I do it all the time, so yeah. Anyways, once you have done that, or not done that, as you choose, go ahead next. We're actually going to build the central thing that holds everything together. I don't know what it's called, so don't look at me for the fancy word. But anyway, so on the back side, we're just going to go ahead and place a 1.5 tall wooden plank thing like that. And then on top of this center piece here, just go place 1 half slab. Excuse me. And then here, go ahead and place another 1.5 block segment like that. So on the bottom it should look like this, and on the top it should look like this so far. Anyways, now on the front, we're going to actually make 7 of these, so not including this one that's already here. This is 1, and then we're just going to go up at this rate. So that's 2, here's 3, 4, and we're just going to go to 7. And just keep going up by this 1.5 block staircase rate. I actually just lost count there, but that's 7. And then at the very end of it, what we're going to do is just go ahead and take a staircase block and place it just like that with a half slab on top. And that's pretty much just for aesthetics. It just looks a little nicer than the normal ending that would have been there if we hadn't done that. So go ahead and take oak or whatever the heck these are, fences, and just place 2 of them below there. And I'll show you guys the rock here after we do the back, but we're going to do the back first. So we're basically just going to make the exact same descending pattern that we did over there. So we already have 1, but we're going to make it 6 total on the back side here. So there's 2, and here's 3, 4, 5. I have to count out loud for myself as well. 6. There we go. And now this particular one, what we're going to do is actually we're just going to go ahead and delete the bottom one there. So you should have something that looks like this, and then take an upside down stair facing this direction and place it, and then place one the opposite direction out here, and then take a half slab and put it on the back. So it should look like this. And now what we're going to do is get out a material that you would like to use as a rock. You can use cobblestone, smooth stone, whatever you think would be a good catapult rock to throw at someone. But I use bedrock because that's like the hardest rock in this game, so it would probably do the most damage, you know. But yeah, so there's that. And then go ahead and just place that where I placed it right there. And then go ahead and take trap doors and just put them wherever you can on the outside, so it looks like it's held by something, so it wouldn't just fly out every which way as the thing twisted to throw the projectile. But yeah, so that's the back side, and now all we have left is just to do the counterweight. And to do that, just go ahead and get out cobblestone and then some cobblestone stairs and stuff. And normally I kind of do these different every time because a rock is not necessarily, like a big rock is not necessarily going to look the same every time, but I will just show you guys exactly what I did because I think you'll find that it's a little easier if you're not used to building the things. So go ahead and just place 2 cobblestone blocks down from there, and then pick a direction and just basically just do that with an upside down cobblestone staircase, and then place an opposite one right there or something. And then place another opposite one right there, like that, so it's almost like a little wheel type thing. And now right here we're just going to place a regular thing, and then a cobblestone slab. This is really hard to narrate, wow. Usually I do this so randomly that it's kind of weird, but anyways, and on the back just do the same thing that we just did, like that. So if all else fails, just build the exact shape I built, because I know that's a little difficult to understand. Or if you like, you can build a symmetrical rock. It's just that that's not necessarily the most realistic thing, so it kind of depends on your preference. If you're really OCD, then just do it how you like. And yeah, so we actually have one more thing that we can do if you're in multiplayer. And what I'm talking about is right up here, there's kind of an awkward little gap type thing there. If you want and you happen to be in multiplayer, and actually I believe this also exists in single player if you know the command, but I don't, so you might have to look it up if you want to do it in single player. But in multiplayer, if you make a selection with World Edit, if you have that plugin, the command is, let me find it, it's here somewhere. Aha, //set space skull, and then I think it's a colon or whatever the heck that is, and then the name of a player, and that's just like how to set any player's head. So you could set your own head by putting your own name in there instead of Robbie Diesel or whatever. But the reason it's set as Robbie Diesel is because there's actually head repository things that have textures for heads. So what we can do is we can actually use like textures to create like little blocks to, I don't know, just throw around and use, and it's kind of neat. So I thought I'd show you guys that. But this one is just supposed to look exactly like smooth stone, and you have to go in survival to pick it up, and then you can go back into creative and place it as many times as you want. But what we're going to do with that, if you like, is just put it on top, because that just looks a little nicer than leaving it blank. You don't really have to do that, and if you don't feel like messing around with a little more complicated stuff, then just completely ignore that step. But you know, whatever works for you. And yeah, so actually that is the end now. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Tell me if I did a good job on the pace, and if you have any other ideas for tutorials, I'd love to hear them. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Goodbye.